Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ember BTC channel. Today's video is another market update video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Starting off with the BTC chart, we had this consolidation tight knit. We had some alts starting to move in and around this time period. We then dropped down, deviated outside the range, swept some lows, also into our confluence zone, previous range high, and then also the key SNR level, which is essentially just this area, which was acting as resistance previously, is now acting as support upon return after we broke up through it. We've been very much on point with our price action recently, even calling some of the minor pullbacks. So we originally had a naked point of control in the round here. I'll actually get it on. This naked point of control here, and then of course we had this one overhead as well, which we ran up into and found some resistance when we got into it. We pulled back this naked point of control in confluence with the underside retest, acted as resistance, but then this demand zone here, I'll clean it up again. This demand zone acted as support, and then again bullish order flow took over, as we've covered in previous videos, and we started pushing to the upside. And even if we look at it as a key SNR zone, which it very much is, we had support, underside bearish retest, even again on this occasion. Then we broke up through it. We just got that bullish retest and then springboarded from there. We've taken out all of these highs and any of the liquidity residing above there, but we've failed to make, of course, a new all-time high, but take out range highs in this lower time frame range. But again, as we've discussed numerous times on this channel, the playbook is simple: consolidate, deviate, come back up, get acceptance, and then move to range highs, deviation to deviation. And with experience, these setups become more and more obvious, especially when you're in a trending market. You tend to get trend. So the clear willingness of the market is up. But the issue is, from point A to point B, there's a lot of price action that occurs, especially on the lower time frames, which causes traders get chopped and even flip narrative. So you can see here there was a lot of bear calling in here, but simply what direction is the trend at the moment? And in any bull market sense, the trend is your friend, and same vice versa. When the market is clearly showing a willingness to go lower, which I'm sure it will eventually, and we will enter a bear market, you don't want to be the person who's trying to buy every trying to buy every bottom. And now vice versa, you don't want to be the person who is trying to short every high. So again, we had consolidation or accumulation, we had deviation, and now we've got acceptance, and we're expecting that we will move and create some new highs, and then this previous area here will be support in the future if we return to it, which is the idea. So as of the moment, we have rejected just in and around that range high, nothing too specific, and we'll expect that this area here will act as support. And then of course, if I get the volume tool, you'll see that the point of control at the moment is acting as support. We want to see us put in that higher low here and then start to move up. So BT is very straightforward. We've been long since 112k. There was even some secondary longs here, and then again another opportunity in here, another opportunity here, and then again, I'm sure in hindsight this will be an obvious long as well if we do move on up from here. So again, when you're patient and due diligent, the market will offer many opportunities. If you were getting chopped up in here and not waiting for price to get to any specific level, example, this huge confluence zone that we talked about so frequently and so often, and then price got there, now we executed our trading plan, and now we are reaping the rewards of that. Let's check out a few altcoins, starting off with Ethereum. So I posted an Ethereum chart and my thoughts on Ethereum at the moment. We had this deviation play again, what we discussed on BTC. You get deviation at one range extreme, then into the other. We came up, we got nice reclaim of the demand zone, and even just this little level here gave us some support. And then we have springboarded through this. I thought this level, this key SNR level, was going to be really difficult to get through. The fact that we have just sliced up through it like it was nothing, and we haven't even really got a retest. We've kind of front run the retest, and we, as you can see at the moment, we are very much on our way to new all-time highs. And then even now, if we get a candle close like this, all of a sudden this consolidation, which we've had pretty much over the weekend, this starts to look like a nice area if price returns to look for continuation longs towards this all-time high, and then beyond that is nothing but air. Now, just to play the contrary, if for whatever reason this, because I believe this is very much news driven, especially if we go and check out the DXY. The DXY had some bearish news at 8:30, I believe, EST. So it's causing a lot of markets to pump. So I believe that's why BTC got a nice pump today. And then, of course, we'll see what happens at equities open at 9:30. So for whatever reason, if this candle somehow closes back inside this range, again, similar to the BTC scenario, just in a different play, where if we have a tight knit consolidation like this, and say we drop down and we get a bearish retest here, I think the safest long maybe ever would be if we deviate into this key SNR level and get back up. I would be looking to long anything like this because it would just be too obvious. But I actually think we might not get that, because I imagine there's a lot of people waiting, and if we pump from here now, those people that are sidelined will be forced to chase price up higher and higher, which again pushes price higher and higher, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy with people trying to FOMO in, which pushes price higher and higher and higher, so on and so forth. So the Ethereum chart is very nice, and the upside could be massive over the next couple of months. So just want to congratulate anyone who has been holding strong, putting in the work over the last 4 or 5 years through poor conditions, even people who have suffered through situations that were no fault of their own, like FTX. So congratulations to those who are reaping the rewards now. So I thought it was worth just going back to ENA, as we covered them in a video prior. Price action again was quite nice. I think for altcoins, especially in an aggressive bull market, the 618 level is a massive asset. I've made a Fibonacci tutorial for those who are interested in learning on how to use it. That video will be in the trading tutorial playlist on the channel, so go check it out. But you can see the 618 level was nice, especially with the additional confluence of the demand zone. And then we had this key SNR level, which we flipped back inside previously. We got back onto the mid-range point, and again, just standard order flow has been quite nice, and again, pumping with the rest of the market after the 8:30 news embargo. Similar to Ethereum, if we get down to the previous range high, you're looking at this kind of zone. Resistance, resistance, didn't quite make it that far. Resistance, resistance. So if we get back into it, previous resistance is inclined to turn to support. So it would be a nice level to look for. But if we continue to push up here, again, just standard order flow playbook, and then so on and so forth. The daily's not the cleanest if looking for some maybe resistance overhead. You could argue this zone that we're currently at may be a problem. It was support here, support, support. Then we kind of got a bearish retest and consolidate inside it. Further confirmation on this leg up. So you may see some resistance in around here, but at the moment with the current conditions, if we get through it and flip back onto it, you've got these highs overhead as a target, and there's very much resistance between them two levels. Pump is another token that we covered previously. You can see that I've still got some of the markings from that video on. I think level to level, this is quite straightforward. You can see that we never actually flipped this level when we were looking at it previously. We dropped down. You can see it actually began to act as resistance again with a bearish underside retest. But since then, it's broken up. It's got a bullish retest here. We found resistance at the next key level, and then it came back down and retested again, and now it is making that second run up. So with this, it's a similar scenario. Just look for, if we break up and we get back down, you can just play it level to level. Entry here, take profit there. Everything in between is noise. It can go backwards, frontwards. As long as it goes from point A to point B, happy days. Before we wrap up today's video, I just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the channel, Bybit. If you sign up using the link in the description, you can get up to $600 in bonuses. Please feel free to comment below any tokens you would like me to cover later on in this week. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.